Come on, let's be positive. Just stop right there. No negativity. Let's be positive. LBP. Let's be positive.
LBP, let's be positive. It's always positive. Something positive to talk about on Tuesdays with Matt Gunn from Twizel. We're going to talk about Twizel and the weather. Successive days at minus. The Wallabies 2 from 2. Origin 3. England and Southgate. The Wallaroos spanked. And he's chicken winged himself. Matt, explain that to us, mate. You've given yourself 2 weeks off the field. Doing what?
Oh, Martin, as you mentioned, it's been freezing cold down here. Between last Wednesday and yesterday, the highest daytime temperature was minus 0.9. We've had a hoar frost. We've been down to between sort of minus 7 and minus 10 overnight. And I had to go and fix a frozen water pipe, one of the banes of my existence here down at the bore. So I'm down there in the freezing cold and the fog, and somehow I've slipped. And I put my arm out to steady myself in the little shed that the bore's in. And instead of hitting the wall of the shed, I hit the door. The door flung open, and I went flying out of the door backwards. I've probably fallen down about 2.5 or 3 steps, straight onto me back. And as I was flailing around falling, trying to save myself somehow, almost like a winger or a fullback under a Matt Burton bomb, I didn't know what to do. I've somehow put my arm behind myself and landed full force on my arm, chicken winging myself. I've popped the tendons and the muscle from the top of that joint in your shoulder down to the bicep. I tell you, Marty, it's freezing cold. I've stood up. I've tried to walk it off in back play for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
And then I had to signal to the coach myself that I'm going to have to come off the field. And then a couple of minutes later, there's a message that I received saying that I've been referred to the bunker. Adam G's sent me to the judiciary, and I've got 4 weeks for an illegal chicken wing tackle on myself. So I'm sidelined for 3 with a shoulder and 4 with a suspension, all because of the fog and freezing weather.
Well, I mean, the thing is with your judiciary is that she really doesn't suffer fools, and I should imagine that, yes, there was empathy there for the injury, but not the way that it actually happened, or not the fact that you are now going to be sidelined for the 4 weeks.
No, there was a tiny smidge of sympathy, but when I was telling my wife and daughter that I'd actually really hurt myself here, they looked at me like I was going to have to prove it with some kind of X-ray. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, right, you fell over.
You fell over, yeah.
All right. Okay, so, a minimal sympathy in this family. But anyway, a little bit of rehab, a little bit of massage, plenty of deep heat and some painkillers, and well, I'm sort of getting on with the job, I'm just focused on returning to the game before semi-final time.
Well, it might be hoarfrost and it might be negative weather down there, but surely the Wallabies warmed the cockles of your heart. That's 2 from 2 against a powerful Welsh forward pack.
Well, I think the good thing about the game is that it was pretty comprehensive in the end, although it was close during the game. We won it quite well, but actually we didn't look too bad. When we started to spread the ball wide, certainly from back play, we look like we're a little bit reinvigorated and we've come with something else. And you know what? 2 in a row.
Yeah.
2 in a row.
Yeah.
Back to back. We've been getting pants, left and right for the last few years, and the European sides have been pumping us as well. So, no, a tremendous start for this rugby season under old Schmitty. And I was quite impressed with what I saw. Yes, it's only Wales, but, you could probably say about the All Blacks it was only England.
LBP, let's be positive about both the Dogs and the Wars. There's nothing like a bye where you get 2 points. Man, she's a dogfight from here on in, though. And I'm just looking at Canberra. I'm not looking any further than Canberra. I don't care about anything other than Canberra. I'm not looking past Canberra. It's all about from here, win the next game. Then you can start talking about the next game, but you've got to win this game first.
Yeah, it's one at a time. That table's so tight. that 2 or 3 wins in a row and higher placed opposition having a couple of losses, and the table will twist and turn. There's no doubt that as it looks right now, probably won't be how it finishes. Maybe the top 2 or 3 might, but I think every other position is really up for grabs. And, well, what do we got this weekend? We've got the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are right there on the cusp of, competing for those same positions as the Bulldogs. So we must win. And the Warriors against
Canberra away. Yeah.
The Canberra Raiders on Friday night are absolute must win for them. And I've watched a number of Canberra games this year. A bit like the Warriors, they're a bit up and down. I haven't looked at the odds. I'm not sure who's saying who should win, but I reckon it's a bit of a toss-the-coin game, and it depends on when you toss the coin which Warriors side's on the face that lands face up. Let's hope they bring the game that we've seen on 3 or 4 occasions this year, because they look pretty hard to beat when they play well, and very easy to beat when they don't. So let's hope Friday night, 10 p.m. It's the 18. It's the 18. But look, both our sides could be in the finals. I think one of the Warriors got the spot over the weekend to 13th, even with a week off. But it's just, there's nothing in it. There'll be points differential probably decide maybe 8th or 9th.
Let's be positive about the New South Wales Blues going up to Queensland tomorrow, because the way that we played in Game 2, we absolutely blasted them off the park. It's a really weird series, this one, isn't it? Because you look at Game 1, you think, okay, well, how much can we actually seriously analyse it when it's 13 against 12? And because Queensland won that game, they could easily drop Game 2 knowing that they're playing Game 3 at home. So I don't know how much we can really seriously analyse that. So it all actually comes down to this tomorrow night, which is exactly as the script writers and all the promotional people and the marketing bods wanted, a decider, and it's at Lang Park. Mate, I reckon that this is going to be one of the best games of sport we'll see all year. I hope it is.
Well, I hope it is, because in that first game, as you say, with a send-off, it's in that sort of intensity, extremely hard to win and well beaten. Game 2, I thought that New South Wales panicked a little bit, and made some changes that maybe weren't necessary, given they lost with 12 players in Game 1. But the changes they made were phenomenal. The team looked better than it has in probably the last 3 or 4 years of origin. So it is set up. Lang Park means Queensland go in favourites, I think. I think you have to take that into account. I mean, it'll be... Well, it's the kind of game that, if you got to pick 1 or 2 this year, it'd be one of the rugby league games that you'd want to go and see. It'd be right up there with the grand final, depending on whether or not your team's in it. But, look, I'd like to think New South Wales, and, as much as we like to think and analyse, the truth is that it'll depend on a couple of individual moments of brilliance, probably either way. And if it happens early in the game, maybe it'll open up for the Blues like it did in Game 2. But I suspect Queensland will tackle a bit better than they did last time.